Well, this one isn't. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is tracking to open with 370 million worldwide, third biggest opening ever for an animated film, slightly below the first film.
Yeah. Ooh. Slightly below the first film. I would have thought it would have made more than that. But I mean, nonetheless, huge. Fucking huge. But yeah.
I think the first one made 1.3. Yeah, I think it made 1.3. It made 34 on Wednesday. It's gonna be stupid. When I went to go watch the drama this morning, the theater was packed. This is 11. This is 11:40, and it was not the drama. I had like 8 people in my theater, maybe. It was crazy. Yeah, I need every dollar.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, we would talk about it in final thoughts.
Wow. Shigeru Miyamoto says, "Don't expect the Super Smash Bros. Style crossover film." And I was just talking so highly of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the bat, I'll say that unlike something like Super Smash Bros., I don't think you'll have a situation where all Nintendo characters would be joining. They could be lying.
They could be lying. And then John Campea was talking about it too, and I think there's more to this quote, or at least a word that I hung onto. He said, "I doesn't expect a Super Smash Bros. Film yet or soon." Mm-hmm. I think was the word.
Exactly, and used. I'm fine with that.
Give it to me in 10 years. I don't need it right away. I don't need it right away. Build it up. Let's go. We know Star Fox is in the movie. So obviously he's got to go through his movie first. I would love to see what he got going on, and Glenn Powell killed it. I talked about it earlier. So yeah, give it to me for earlier, and hopefully this is just something like, hey, don't expect this anytime soon. Let's just wait. Give us this whole thing right here. Give us this whole roster right here. They alluded to some of this stuff in the movie. Mr. Game & Watch, we didn't talk about that. Mr. Game & Watch showed up, and it's funny enough because I think I talked about it the week before. I think, hey, imagine this guy shows up and then all that or whatever. And yeah, he showed up. So they were already kind of doing the fighting thing, especially with Bowser Jr. and Bowser versus the Mario Bros. And stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't need it right away. Let's do it. Hopefully they do it though.
No, yeah, I agree. That's why it's like if they would have just followed Galaxy, like that storyline, and then this is and it is a true sequel, but like staying with the Mario characters, this quote wouldn't hit me the way that it does. But they didn't do that. Like they really expanded the Nintendo verse, and we saw all these different characters. They introduced Fox. So it's kind of weird on that front. But like you were saying, just build the universe. That's fine. And we can visit this question in 10 years. Who knows? When we have a Kirby movie, we got a Zelda animated film because they're doing the live action.
Samus. Let's do Samus.
All that. Like they build up all that. We'll see.
Give Donkey Kong his own movie too. Like let me get a Donkey Kong movie. He obviously was in the first one, but yeah, let me get it.
Yeah, down for that. Glenn Powell called and pitched himself to Nintendo in Illumination for the voice of Fox McCloud, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. He explained that we had to understand how deeply he loved the character of Fox McCloud. His dream was one day to be part of a Star Fox movie.
There you
go. I figure it's like one of those things where, because the first thing that came to my head as Cody was reading it was, how did he know Fox was in the film?
I thought that too while I was reading it.
But I think it's just one of those things where they send it out to agents, things like, "Hey, we're casting for this. Don't leak it, but we're casting for this." So, yeah, I mean, they introduced him, so now I think it has to happen.
Yeah, give him his movie. Like Glenn Powell, I mean, obviously A-lister, great talent, great actor. So let's do it. Let's do it.